Hi friends, Dr. Allie here from the Goodtimer team, and I want to talk to you about attention-seeking behaviors. I feel like this term has such a bad rap. It's like, oh, that kid just wants attention. And yeah, it's annoying sometimes when we know that our kids are behaving in a certain way simply to get a rise out of us. And it gets complicated because, at least for me, I know I'm then like, well, wait, was I not paying enough attention to them? Is that what this means? So we're not passing any judgments here. We're just acknowledging that sometimes kids do things to get a rise out of us, right? Because every kid loves their parents' attention. And kids often go out of their way to attain the center of their parents' attention. So what are attention-seeking behaviors? And why are they problematic? Well, they're thought to be problematic. We'll start there because they often imply that a child is relying on their parents' attention to regulate their emotions instead of utilizing or garnering their own skills. So examples of behavior that might meet this description: interrupting people when they're speaking, whining, lying for an emotional reaction out of you, making dangerous choices, throwing tantrums outside of the, age when that's developmentally appropriate, or even within it. So yes, all of those are super annoying, at least to me. But your kid is not annoying, right? There's something else. They're bored or hungry or lonely or emotionally dysregulated because they don't have the skills yet to regulate their emotions, right? They're not bad. They're not just these beings who want your attention and don't want you to have a life. They're going through something, and that is the only way they're able to express it in that moment. That is why it is in many ways developmentally appropriate for kids to practice attention-seeking behaviors within certain contexts. So all of that said, how do we combat these? Well, the Goodtimer team is all about positive parenting, right? And so the first step is to encourage you to try to find empathy for their still developing brains and bodies, right? And that doesn't mean that you have to tolerate these attention-seeking behaviors, right? You can hold empathy for them, right? Not judge them, not say you're bad, you love attention, you don't really feel this way, you're lying, none of that stuff. Hold the empathy for them and calmly respond in one of these ways, for example. You can ignore them and even say something like, I'm going to ignore that and I'll respond to you when you can tell me in a calmer way. Or if you can say that in a different way, then we can talk about it, that kind of thing, right? You can also help them to calm down if need be. And let me know if you need help calming down. We could do some breathing. Go back, play it cool, stay calm. Very often they'll come around. If need be, you can educate your kids. Sometimes, Mom, it's an emergency. Dad, come quick. It's an emergency. And maybe actually teaching them, like, this is what is urgent and this is what is not urgent will help them understand when and when not to tell you that there's an emergency. There is also this idea of having your house rules written down and posted somewhere visible in the home. If your kid is too young to read, then you use pictures, right? Because that helps us be consistent and helps us point back to this home base of, actually, this says that we speak respectfully to each other. So when you're able to do that, then I'll listen and we can talk about the thing that you're saying, that kind of a thing. There are some situations where we notice our kids are practicing one of these behaviors, and maybe we want to take a step back and just say to ourselves, well, when was the last time I connected with them? Like, have I had a really busy week at work? And maybe they actually just need some time with me. And that's a case-by-case basis. And it's something to keep in the back of your head, because sometimes they really just need 10 minutes of playtime with you where they feel like they're your only focus. And then those behaviors fall to the wayside. Remember the goals: to understand and find empathy, to stay calm ourselves, to remind them of the rules and expectations, and then guide them as needed. Good luck.